It's time for Savings Appeal. So today we're with Dylan DeBond. He's the owner of Bond Financial Services. And Dylan, today you're going to talk to us about one of the ways that people can invest their money. It's small, medium, and big cap stocks. In general, what is all that?
Yeah, well, it just basically it's different size companies and their capitalization in the market. And when you're starting out and you're out there and you're getting your first job, you want to contribute to a 401k plan or something, you're really not in a position where you have any nest egg built yet. So a good way to get some diversification in that 401k plan is to go in there and find a small cap indexed fund, a mid cap index fund, a large cap index fund, and also maybe an international index fund if possible, which will have lower costs. And then give you a little bit of diversification. So as your contributions are going in month after month, you're going to buy a little bit more when the markets are down and a little bit less when the markets are up. And over time, you'll be able to accumulate a nest egg.
Because you always talk about the fact that you don't, speaking of eggs, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket.
Right.
Let's talk about diversification and why it's so important.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is bet your entire life savings on one company. One story that comes to mind for me is about 10 years ago when I was doing one of my seminars, I had a guy come up to me afterwards. He worked for Lucent Technologies at the time, and his entire 401k was invested in that company's stock.
And nothing else.
And nothing else. It was up over $1 million at one point, and when Lucent had their financial woes and troubles, he lost all of his money, so he had literally no retirement assets to retire on. So I guess in a nutshell, that would be why.
So people can diversify in so many different ways, too. There's the stock market, and there's mutual funds, and there's so many more things, but
right.
There's different vehicles for different people.
Yeah, when you're first starting off, I think mutual funds is a great way to go because it allows you to take small dollar amounts and accumulate money over time. I think once you get to $50,000 or more, I think mutual funds become a little bit more expensive than it needs to be, and also you don't get active management. At $50,000 and above, you can then start to look into separately managed accounts, which are your own account, your money only, managed by a professional money manager, and you eliminate a lot of the transaction costs, cash drag, soft dollar costs, and different costs that are associated with owning mutual funds. And we talk a lot about that at the seminars that we do, the golf outings that we do, as well as the dinner seminars, because I think a lot of people out there that are in their 50s that have accumulated money over time, in some cases have $1 million or more in mutual funds that they don't even understand what they're really paying and how they really work. So the first thing is educate them on that, and then let's figure out what else is available and if it might make sense to change things around a little bit.
And that's why you have so many products available, because some products are better for some people than others, but you hit on a phrase that kind of summarizes what you do. It's active management. It's not, you really take a vested interest in every client's account.
Right. I mean, just to give you an example, and obviously past performance doesn't predict the future, but in 2008 when the S&P 500 was down over 40%, we had active managers out there. There were active manager portfolios out there that lost less than 5% for the year because they got out of the market.
Because people don't have everything just locked in there. You could see what was going on and act accordingly.
Well, yeah, it isn't me. We use money managers for that.
But you're very busy. If you
right,
exactly. With everybody.
So the fact of the matter is, if you can miss a good portion of the downside and then get back in when the recovery comes in, you're going to have a lot less of a hole to climb out of. And I think when you're 50 and older, that's one of the number one things you should be looking for. You don't want to ride the big swings of the markets like most passive stock and bond mutual fund portfolios do. You want to have that active management and some other things in place to minimize risk, maintain the potential for a reasonable rate of return, and have a long, happy, comfortable retirement because you have a good, solid plan in place.
Now, Dylan, we're almost out of time, but a lot of people out there, they might be thinking that they want more. They want to expand their horizons when it comes to their finances. So they can come play some golf with you, have a great day at the links, and then learn something too.
We do golf events during the summertime. We also do some dinner events at local restaurants in the area. And really what it is a get-to-know-you event. We talk about the things we're doing for the families we represent.
And you're not trying to sell anything.
Well, at the end of the day, we're trying to sell ourselves.
Exactly.
But we're not there with pens and applications trying to get people to sign up. What we're trying to do is deliver our message in a non-threatening environment, and then let them make decisions. Hey, does it make sense to meet with Dylan or not?
And sometimes it does. Dylan, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you very
I love
much.
Wednesdays with Dylan Bond. You can visit bondfinancialservices.net or call 413-754-4747. Just let Dylan and his staff take steps to secure your financial future.